Tammy Rayburn swore her husband Dale was just off finding himself, but Dale wasn't soul-searching. He was dead, frozen in their basement while Tammy smiled for selfies and texted his family from his phone. Maple Hollow looked like it came straight outta a Hallmark movie. White picket fences, golden retrievers, and neighbors who smiled but never got too nosy. Folks there didn't ask questions. They just waved, mowed their lawns, and minded their own business. Tammy Rayburn fit right in. Blonde highlights, yoga pants, always carrying a Starbucks cup like it was glued to her hand. She was the kind of wife who posted #blessed under every photo of her and Dale, her husband. They were the couple everyone low-key envied. Cute house, matching bikes, even a garden gnome that wore a little football jersey. But behind that Pinterest-perfect life, something was off. Dale hadn't been seen in weeks. No jogs around the block. No beer runs. No, hey man, nods to the neighbors. Tammy kept saying he was traveling for work, but Dale worked at the local hardware store. Dude didn't even own a suitcase. She told folks he was finding himself in the mountains. Said he needed space, but she never looked worried. No tears, no stress, just backyard BBQs and new porch furniture like nothing had changed. One neighbor, Missy from 2 doors down, said she saw Tammy dragging a heavy tarp into the garage late one night. Thought it was just garden stuff. Didn't think twice. Then came the weird part. Tammy started posting pics of Dale on Instagram. Old ones. Caption like they were new. Date night with my love 2 hearts. But the background was from last year's county fair. People started whispering. Something didn't sit right. But Tammy kept smiling. Kept waving. Kept saying Dale was just fine. Truth was, Dale wasn't fine. Dale wasn't anywhere. And Tammy? She was playing the long game. The kind where the prize is silence. And the cost? Dead weight. Dale Rayburn had always been the kind of guy who showed up. At work, at church, at poker night. He was solid. Reliable. The dude even mowed his neighbor's lawn when they were out of town. So when he suddenly ghosted the whole block, people noticed. His brother, Kenny, rolled up one Saturday with a 6-pack and a bad feeling. The house was locked, blinds drawn, and Tammy acted like she'd just stepped out of a spa. She said Dale was off-grid, doing some kind of spiritual cleanse in the Rockies. Kenny didn't buy it. Dale hated hiking. Tammy showed him texts from Dale's number. Stuff like, "I'm good, bro. Just need space." But the tone was off. Dale was never short with Kenny. And the spelling? Sloppy. Dale was the kind of guy who corrected grammar and memes. Still, no body, no blood, no crime. Cops showed up, asked a few questions, then dipped. Tammy smiled through the whole thing, even offered him lemonade. 2 days later, she threw a backyard party. Music bumping, burgers on the grill, and not a single tear shed. Folks started whispering. Then came the weird purchases. Dale's credit card was used to buy cement mix, bleach, and a deep freezer. All delivered to the house. Tammy told the delivery guy Dale was working in the basement. But nobody had seen Dale. Not once. Old man Jenkins, the nosy neighbor with binoculars and zero chill, said he heard drilling at 2 a.m. thought it was a home reno. But Dale wasn't fixing up the house. He was gone. And Tammy? She was stacking lies like bricks. The cops didn't know it yet, but they'd missed the biggest clue of all. Dale never left. He was closer than anyone thought, just not breathing. Maple Hollow had secrets, but none as cold as the one sitting under Tammy Rayburn's laundry room. After weeks of weird vibes and Dale's vanishing act, the cops finally got serious. A delivery receipt showed Dale's credit card had been used to buy cement mix, bleach, and a deep freezer. Stuff no one buys unless they're building something or hiding something. They rolled up with a warrant, expecting maybe a stash of drugs or some sketchy DIY project. Upstairs, spotless. Kitchen smelled like vanilla candles. Living room looked like a furniture ad. But the basement? That was a whole different vibe. Behind the washer and dryer was a door nobody noticed before. It was padlocked, painted to match the wall, like it was never meant to be found. They busted it open. Inside was a deep freezer, humming low like it had a heartbeat. The air smelled like bleach and something worse, something sour. They popped the lid. Inside was a block of ice, thick and cloudy. Embedded in it was a gold wedding ring, a chunk of hair, and what looked like part of a jaw. No full body, just pieces, frozen like leftovers. Blood stains on the floor had been half scrubbed, but luminol lit it up like a crime scene disco. Tammy had cleaned, but not well enough. There were drill marks in the concrete, like she'd tried to build a false wall. And tucked in the corner, a shovel, duct tape, and Dale's favorite hoodie, ripped and crusted with something dark. The cops didn't need a confession. They had the freezer. They had the blood. And they had the ring Dale never took off. Tammy swore it was all a prank. Said Dale was still alive. But the basement told a different story. One that ended cold. Tammy Rayburn didn't just lie. She went full cyber creep. After Dale vanished, she kept his phone like a trophy. Not in a drawer. Not in a safe. Right there on the kitchen counter, charging like it was still his. She used it to send texts to his family. Stuff like, "I'm good, just need space," or "Don't worry, I'll be back soon." But the tone was ice cold. Dale was never short like that. He was the kind of guy who added emojis and said, "Love ya" at the end. These texts. Dry. Robotic. Then came the location spoofing. Tammy downloaded a shady app that made it look like Dale's phone was pinging from Colorado. She even posted screenshots of his GPS trail on Facebook, like he was hiking some mountain trail. But digital forensics don't play. Cops traced the phone's actual movements. It never left the house. Not once. Every ping, every signal, every Wi-Fi connection, it all pointed to one place, the Rayburn basement. Tammy also posted on Dale's socials. Old pics, recycled captions. "Living my best life," with a photo from last year's fishing trip. She even replied to comments pretending to be him. It was all smoke. She was puppeteering his online life, while his real one was frozen in a block of ice. Investigators found deleted drafts in Dale's email, insurance forms, bank transfers, even a will update. All typed from Tammy's laptop. She was trying to clean up his life before anyone realized he was gone. But the tech trail was messy. Every fake move she made left a digital fingerprint. And once the cops followed it, the whole illusion shattered. Tammy didn't just kill Dale. She tried to erase him. But the internet never forgets. Tammy Rayburn didn't snap out of rage. She didn't kill Dale over cheating, abuse, or some messy fight. Nah, her motive was colder than that. Turns out, Tammy was drowning in debt. Not the regular kind, either. She'd been throwing cash into crypto schemes, shady online casinos, and some sketchy get-rich-quick courses that promised lumbos and beach houses. She was broke. Like, maxed out cards and loan sharks calling broke. But Dale? He had clean credit, a steady job, and a fat life insurance policy she'd quietly bumped up 6 months before he went missing. She planned it like a business move. First, she got him to sign the new policy, said it was for future security. Then she started laying the groundwork. Fake texts, social media posts, and that whole "he's on a soul-searching trip" story. She even Googled stuff like how long before someone's legally dead and how to fake grief. Tammy wasn't just trying to get rid of Dale. She was trying to cash out. She filed the insurance claim 2 weeks after the cops backed off. Said Dale was presumed dead and gave them the fake texts as proof he'd gone off the grid. But the company flagged it. Something smelled off. They hired a private investigator who dug into her finances and found a trail of crypto losses, gambling receipts, and weird purchases like wigs, burner phones, and prepaid gift cards. Tammy was trying to build a new life. One without Dale. One funded by his death. But she got sloppy. She didn't count on Dale's brother poking around. Didn't expect the cops to circle back. And she sure didn't think the freezer would give her up. Tammy thought she was playing chess. But she was just stacking lies on a ticking clock. And time ran out. Tammy Rayburn didn't act like someone who was on trial for murder. She walked into court smiling, dressed up in pearls and a pink dress, like she was going to a party. The courtroom was packed. Reporters, neighbors, even people from TikTok came to watch. Everyone wanted to see what she'd say. Tammy told the judge that Dale wasn't dead. She said the body in the freezer was part of a joke, like they were filming a scary video for fun. But the evidence was strong. The prosecutor showed everything. Fake texts, GPS lies, the freezer, the blood, the shovel, and even the insurance papers Tammy had filled out. Tammy didn't cry. She didn't look scared. She just kept smiling. The jury didn't take long. They found her guilty. She got life in prison with no chance of getting out. But the story didn't end there. People online went crazy. Reddit was full of theories. TikTok had videos breaking down the case. Some folks made jokes. Others made merch, shirts that said Tammy's Freezer Club and mugs with "Still Alive, She Swears" written on them. Podcasts talked about her for weeks. Some said she was smart. Others said she was evil. Even in prison, Tammy kept talking. She wrote letters, made creepy comments, and once said something that went viral. He's not dead. He's just quiet. The trial was over. After Tammy got tossed in prison, her house sat empty like nobody wanted to touch it. Whole neighborhood said it fell off, like the walls were watching or something. Eventually, this young couple scooped it up for cheap, thinking they scored big. They moved in, cleaned it up, painted the walls, tried to make it feel fresh. But the basement? That spot was straight up sketchy. One day, while messing around behind the freezer, they found a loose panel. Behind it was this tiny crawl space, dusty and dark. Inside, a duct-taped box. They cracked it open and boom, Dale's old journal. Pages were kind of messed up, but still readable. Dude had been writing about Tammy acting real strange, staring at him for hours, locking doors, digging at night like she was hiding something. He even wrote that he felt like something bad was coming. Last page hit different. If anything happens to me, check the basement. Bro knew. He saw it coming. The couple handed the journal to the cops. They checked it out. Yup, Dale's handwriting. No doubt. Tammy never said a word about it. Still tells people Dale's alive. Says he's just laying low and will pop back up soon. But Dale's body was found. His ring was frozen in ice. His blood was all over the basement. And now, his words are out there. Tammy didn't just kill him. She tried to erase him. But Dale left breadcrumbs. Even with Tammy locked up, her lies keep falling apart.